Can't, let's pretty volume up pretty high. Oh, there we are. And there's Donald, Judith who?
Flosky.
Judith Slonsky. God, I would have never recognized her. Should we close these?
No.
Not too much.
Hi, friends.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon from California.
Hi.
Good afternoon from Atlanta.
Oh, my. And if he gets on, if he finishes with his client, we'll have. There we go. Hello.
Shabbat Shalom. I'm not sure we are online yet, but we are live?
We're live.
Okay. Good evening, everyone here and everyone here in the sanctuary and everyone virtually. This is very, very strange for me because I am used to seeing all of you both here and virtually, and certainly while we were doing this virtually, seeing all of you at that time. But so this is strange for me, and hopefully our tech person will set up my phone so that I can at least see some of you. But anyway, we are going to start our service tonight with just the singing of Hinei Ma Tov.
הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
מה טוב
ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
Anyway, as part of my introduction to those who don't know me and those who are online who don't know me, my name is Marilyn Blackhall. I'm the president of the congregation, and I am doing the service in the absence of Rabbi Feshbach. And I must admit, I have done services before, but not for at least probably 2 years, because Rabbi Feshbeck has been amazing. He has been here every single Friday night, or if he's had to go off island, he's done services off island. So I'm a little rusty, and you'll forgive me, like I never told you that that song was on page 128. But anyway, we'll now start with the candle lighting. If Katina will go to where she is, and that is on page 120 and 121. And we will sing it after she does her magic. That's remarkable. When I can never get that to work. That was great.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddeshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadik shel
Please turn to page 138 for the singing of Lecha Dodi. And I am an avid mask wearer, but I'm going to take my mask off because you are all very far from me. If anyone needs to come up here, please signal me ahead of time, and I will put my mask on because I believe in that 500%. Page 138.
La 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 likrat kala la 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela
Stanzas 1, 2, and 5.
לקראת קלה, la 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 בני שבת נקרמלה, לקראת שבת לנופך, כי מקום הברכה מראש מכם
Please rise and face the door. Maybe seated. Please turn to page 143 and then to page 142 for the singing of Shalom Aleichem. Page 143. Walking from his sleep, Jacob said, Truly Adonai is in this place, and I did not know it. He was awestruck and said, How awe-inspiring is this place? This is none other than the house of God, and this is the gate of heaven.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Basharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch. Malachem Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Baruch Nil Shalom Malachei HaShalom Malachei Elyon Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch.
The Chatzi Kaddish, which is next, marks a moment of transition in the service before the Baruch Hu, as a signal that we have concluded our spiritual warm-up, I guess you call it, and we are about to move into the first major section of our service, the Shema and its blessings. We respond by standing and setting a personal intention within our hearts for our prayers. So please rise for the Chatzi Kaddish on page 144. Yitgadal v'yitgadash Shmei Rabbah V'yalma divra kirutei v'yamlich malchutei V'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'b'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael Bagala bagala u'bizman kohariv V'Meru. Amen. Please remain standing for the Baruch Hu on page 146.
La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Please join me on the top of page 149. Praise to you, Adonai our God. Let's read together. From whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and seasons glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars, creator of the tide of time and light. You guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai our God, for whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim. We now turn to page 151. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You mean Torah for me? Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Baruch atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael. And let us turn to page 152 for the Shema.
Shema Yisrael,
Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Blessed is God's glorious majesty forever and ever. And please turn to the top of page 161, and you may be seated. I think I might have skipped something. But I'm sorry, please turn to page 157, and let us read responsively in the middle of the page, followed by the singing of Mi Chamocha. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth. The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love. From bondage in Egypt, we were delivered at Sinai. We bound ourselves to your way. Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. Together, let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did Singing at the Shores of the Sea. Page 158. Mi chamocha.
Mi chamocha b'lemanai, mi chamocha neda b'kodesh. Nor tehilot osef eleh, nor tehilot osef eleh. Malchutcha לפני משה זה עלינו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד.
ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאל לו מיד חזק ממנו. Baruch atah Adonai Ga'al Yisrael. We now turn to the top of page 61 for a reading, followed by the singing of Vishamru on page 162. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai havaris Sukkot shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael v'al Yerushalayim.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. בני ובין בני ישראל, בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את שבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
It's a joy to have you singing. Please turn to page 165 for a short reading and then to 164 for the tefillah. Prayer invites God's presence to suffuse our spirits, God's will to prevail in our lives. Prayer may not bring water to parched fields, nor mend a broken bridge, nor rebuild a ruined city, but prayer can water an arid soul, mend a broken heart, rebuild a weakened will. Adonai sivata tivta ufi yagi tehilatecha Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah Ha'el HaGadol HaGibor v'Hanora El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot V'imahot, Umevi Gula B'nehem, L'man Shemo B'Ahava, Melech Ozer Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, V'Ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol atah Rav leHoshia, Mechalkei Chayim b'Chesed, Mechayeh HaKol b'Rachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim v'Rofei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato L'Shenei Afar, Mi Chamocha Be'al Gevurot, Umido Melach, Melech Memit Umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah l'chachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh, V'shimcha kadosh, U'kadoshim b'chol yom yahalelucha selah, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. Please turn to page 180 for the singing of Oseh Shalom.
Oseh Shalom Bimro'ah, O Yaseh Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'imru Amen. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael.
At this time in our service, we turn to those in need of healing, both physically and emotionally. During these times of pandemic, with COVID cases rising almost everywhere, we expand our prayers even to those we don't know personally, who may be in need of healing as they recover, or as they take care of those who are recovering. We now turn to the middle of page 371.
Sheberach Avotenu B'kol habracha le'imotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misheberach imotenu b'kol habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
I'm sorry, but I neglected to ask if anyone had any names to mention. The names are in our flyers that were in the prayer books, but does anybody here have any names to call out? And say it real loud. Anybody else? I'm not sure if we can, how we unmute, but are we unmuted now? Yes. We are unmuted, so please call out any names that you might have if you are on Zoom.
Tim McGaffey.
No, bad.
Hank Fierzig,
Ray McAndrew. Alan Kotsoff. Cyril Eck.
Anyone else? Okay, thank you. I'm sure those blessings will be retroactive to At this point in our service, I'm supposed to give what's called remarks or a sermon or whatever, so that's what you're going to have to sit through, because unfortunately that's what they told me I had to do. I hope I don't go on too long. Anyway, our Torah portion this week is Shoftim, meaning judges, from Deuteronomy 16:18 to 21:9. Moses instructs the people of Israel to appoint judges and law enforcement officers in every city. Justice, justice shall you pursue, he commands them, and you must administer it without corruption or favoritism. Crimes must be meticulously investigated and evidence through examine. A minimum of 2 credible witnesses is required for conviction and punishment. By the way, this is a summary of that Torah portion. In every generation, says Moses, there will be those entrusted with the task of interpreting and applying the laws of the Torah. Shoftim also includes the prohibitions against idolatry and sorcery, laws governing the appointment and behavior of a king, and guidelines of the creation of cities of refuge for the inadvertent murderer. Also set forth are many of the rules of war, the requirement to offer terms of peace before attacking a city, and the prohibition against wanton destruction of something of value. The parasha concludes with the law of Eglah Arufah, the special procedure to be followed when a person is killed by an unknown murderer and his body is found in a field, which underscores the responsibility of the community and its leaders, not only for what they do, but also for what they might have prevented from having been done. In pondering this last paragraph that I just read to you, it brought my thinking to the pandemic that we are going through and the tragedies of COVID-19. It made me think about those people who refuse to be vaccinated for foolish reasons, much of which makes little or no sense. It makes me think that they might be murderers who are leaving bodies in fields to die of the virus because they are unwilling to join the current very necessary bandwagon and be vaccinated, or do what they can do to encourage their loved ones to be vaccinated. Far-fetched, I admit, but these days, that's where my thinking is going, and I am feeling frustrated and angry. Wanting us all to be responsible for each other's health and welfare in order to prevent unnecessary deaths. That's what I would like. The unknown murderer or murderers are those who have been misinformed and misguided. Some are in fact the murderers, and then they become the murdered because they die of COVID. Whew. I truly wish Moses were here to provide the wisdom and the proper commandments to the people who need to be vaccinated. Thank you, and I hope that wasn't too strong for anyone here. I know it might be for some people. There are no, as far as announcements are concerned, there are no Shabbat morning services tomorrow, and next week, our services will be led by our board member and past president, Donald Pomerantz, and the rabbi will return to doing services after that, and we will assuredly be missing him. Let us now turn to 586 for the Aleinu. Please rise. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula liotzer bereshit, shehud teshama. I'm reading the wrong thing. Excuse me. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon, latet gedula liotzer bereshit, shelo asa. Well, I have the wrong page.
Let's start it again.
Latet hakol shehud. I'm just going to do the beginning part. I'll start it again, and I've missed up the.
You got it.
It's okay. Let's try again. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula liotzer bereshit, shelo asanu goyei haratzon, velo samanu. Mishpachot Adama, Shelo Sam Helkenu Kahem, Vegor Aleinu V'kol Hamonim, Anachnu Korim, Umishtachavim Umodim, Livnei Melech, Malkei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Shehu Notei Shamayim V'yosei Haaretz, Moshav Yekaro Bashamayim Imah, Ushkinatu Zo, Begav Hemiromi, Hu Eloheinu Einod, Emet Malkeinu Efes Ulato, Kakatu V'Torato, Vidata Hayom Ve'Hashivota Elavavecha. Ki Adonai hu ha-Elohim, b'shamayim nimal, v'al haaretz And I think I have, I don't know, I have a subject for another sermon, which I won't give tonight, but that was a wonderful example of telling somebody you can do something and then giving them the help to do it and then letting them do it when they think they can't and would have felt like a failure. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. And like I said, I think it's a great subject for a sermon.
You're welcome.
We turn to page 595. There are stars up above, so far away we only see their light, long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us as we live our days. These are the ways we remember them. Page 598. Please rise for the morning's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei rabbah, v'alma divra kirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayei u'b'yomei b'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'bizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach le'olam omei omaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitfa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yitalel v'yithalal shemei d'kudashah barichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nehemata, damiran v'yolma v'imru amen. Yehei shloma rabba min shemaya v'chayim, alenu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav, hu ya'aseh shalom, alenu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. And now, of course, I need to read the names, which I should have done before we did this, but we observe the yard site of the following members. If you wish to be seated, you may, or you can remain standing. Bethesda Abendandon, Levi Abrams, Jacob Matthias, Solomon Benjamin, Samuel Aaron Kraft, Joseph Curio Jr., Jacob Fidunk Jr., Richard Eric Herter, Seymour Dutch Cass, Harry Levenbrook, Book, MD, Queenie Levy, Isaac Lindo, Ella Marks, Solomon Melendez, Benjamin Narr, Francis Raphael Pixoto, David DePina, Gustav Aaron Pizarro, Sarah Rosenthal, Isaac de Aaron Salzido, Jacques C. Sternberg, Rachel Waxberg. We observe the yard sites of the following Chai members and those dear to our Chai members: Michael Axebund, Rose Baxter, James Beamel, Leon Brass, Lil Cohen, Alan Kahn, Robert Coop, Jack Dorman, Rosalind Fox, Eileen Garland, Gordon Gerstein, Bernice Goldfarb, Kathy Graham, Evelyn Hochberg, Philip Hodes, Julia Hoexter, David Irie, Betsy Cummins, Adele Katz, Harry Kessler, Joseph Kesselbaum, Irving Krebs, Ethel Leviton, Goodwin Lichtenberg, Louise Lifshus, Rose Linsky, Milton Mandel, Frank Morris, Fred Oppenheimer, Albert Paradise, Naomi Pomper, Max Poznayak, Doris Quigley, Jonathan Redelheim, Marilyn Rock, Irving Rubenstein, Rose Sandhouse, Bernie Schreiber, Martin Schwartz, Hannah Slater, Jack Solomon, Blanche Wilbram, Billy Zucker. We observe the Shloshim for George Morris Etheridge, Alfreda Jacqueline Thomas, Karen Hassel Williams, Shirley Fields, Hilla Babin, and the recent deaths of Beverly Katz, mother of Jim Katz, and Marvin Kravitz. Are there any other names to be called out?
Kevin Wickenberg.
Thank you. Anyone else? Is there anyone online who has anyone to mention?
Kevin Wickenberg.
Anyone else? Thank you. We now turn to page 625 for our final hymn, Adon Olam.
You know what?
It's fine, go ahead. Okay. I'm not sure, we might not have the music, so let's all sing together. Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra Li'ik Nasa B'chefzo Kol Azai Melech Shemo Nikra V'yacharei Kiklot HaKol Levado Yimlok Nora V'hu Haya V'hu Hoveh V'hu Yiyeh B'tivara V'hu Ein Sheni Lahamshil Lo Lahakbira Beli Reshit Beli Taklit Belo Haoz Vehamishra Vehu Eli Vechai Goali Betzur Hevli B'Yetzara Vehu Nisi Umanosli Menat Kosi B'Yom Ekra B'Yado Avkid Ruchi B'Yeti Sham V'Ya'ira V'Imruchi G'Viyati Adonai Lord V'lo Ira. I would normally say, let's join hands and in the center of the sanctuary, but we're not going to do that tonight. But I would like to say that it is something truly wonderful to be here and also to be at services and to feel the love and the strength in our beloved synagogue and those online, our Chai members, our visitors, all of them. It is joyful, and I myself came in here tonight feeling crabby and angry, and I now feel warm and loving and connected. So, Adonai oz li'amo yitain, Adonai yivarech et amo shalom. May God grant us strength and bless us with peace. And let us all join in sending love, prayers, strength, and healing to the victims and all those needlessly impacted by COVID-19 and by cruelty and poverty in our world. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
You know, I wonder if could we liven the people that are, I don't know if there's anybody that would like to say something. But is
Shabbat Shalom, Marilyn. Good job.
anyone who would like to say something who is not here in the sanctuary, we can hear you.
Good job, Marilyn.
Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you. Shabbat Shalom.
Every year around this time.
By the way, if you would all just stand, we can do, we're doing the motzi and the, I don't see where Michael left me what I can do. So we are not doing That being said, please do it at home. Or, I suppose you can do it without one. Shabbat Shalom, and thank you for coming. We actually had more people than we've had in a long time, and it was a pleasure. You're very often enriched by visitors, and you are very enriching to us. As